Oh, shit. This one's a wig.
So you're this false shepherd we've been hearing so much about. Caused a mess of trouble at the raffle.
You Fitzroy?
Nothing but.
I got no quarrel with you or your Vox Populi. This is my airship you're hanging me out of, and I got perilous need of it.
Really? Cause it sure look like old Comstock's airship to
Listen,
me.
I ain't looking for a fight.
There's already a fight to win. Only question is, which side you on? Comstock is the god of the white man, the rich man, the pitiless man. But if you believe in common folk, then join the Vox. If you believe in the righteous folk, then join the Vox.
I just want my ship.
And the Vox shall give her to you. But first, you must help the Vox. Down in Finkton, there's a gunsmith who can supply weapons to our cause. Get our guns from him, and you shall have your ship back.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Bioshock Infinite. So, after an unfortunate setback, Daisy Fitzroy, the leader of the Vox, has hijacked our airship. Lovely. So we're stranded here in Shantytown here, which apparently is owned by Jeremiah Fink there in the Fink Industries and all the wonderful things that he manufactures. And I guess I really overlooked this my first time through the game, but Fink has a very integral part to the technology that works in Colombia.
Samuel always thought that the pew on Sunday went hand in hand with the desk on Monday. Science is the slow revelation of God's blueprint. After 2 years in the Lamb's Tower on Monument Island, he took ill with cancer of the stomach. I prayed to the prophet, and the prophet delivered unto us a miracle through his servant Fink. I do not know if I will ever get used to a husband bound in a skeleton of metal, but better a handyman than a dead one.
Looks like Fink gets a lot of his work done here through oppression and slavery from the looks of it, though. A very dark themed area of the game here. But yeah, it's pretty much just Fink and the Lutesses that have all the influence as far as this game's technology and the way the world works, so they're keeping it relatively simple that way, but everything does have an explanation. There's ammo there for a weapon we don't have yet, but I'll comment on that when we do get it. Pretty soon we're going to be finding another one of my go-to weapons for this game, and one of my ideal setups, although I still have my setup from before we got thrown off the airship, so luckily I don't have to scavenge for weapons again. We're by ourselves now, we don't have Elizabeth anymore, so I want to do best to kind of stay low and stay out of trouble if I can. Because there's guys around here that are, police officers that are surveying the workers here and making sure they're all keeping in line. I don't want to stir up any kind of trouble, and my name has already been plastered all over the place as the false shepherd. Especially after the way things went back there in Soldier's Field, although I suppose they could have gone a lot worse. But Comstock sending those guys after us means that we're not too far from all-out war here. Now, there's a lot of loot you can get in there, like some lockpicks, but I don't want to disturb that guy. If you could cause every enemy in this area to aggro towards you, so that's definitely not something I want to do.
Better than a slave. Well, here's what you tell those stuffed shirts.
The music here is very just bleak and depressing, and it really hammers in the oppressive nature of this area, but it also kind of goes with the old-timey theme a little bit. Look at Fink there with that smug look on his face. He's like the anti-Andrew Ryan. Wow. Look at all the trouble we went through to get our shock jock, and there's a whole pile of them right there. We could have just picked one up. Wow.
Get out of here, snipe. You want to know what we do to pretty little stowaways? Or maybe you don't. Hey! Just stop for a minute!
Well, that didn't take long to find Elizabeth. Well, I guess far worse things could have happened to her, but I guess she's okay on her own, despite her social inability.
I just want to talk to you!
She probably doesn't trust us now after that exchange back in the airship.
Elizabeth!
She hit us right in the face with the Bioshock 1 wrench.
I'm not angry with you.
God damn it, woman.
Move it! Move!
Stay back!
God damn it!
Okay, seriously, enough of this.
I am not going with you!
Don't go in there!
Stop!
It's her! Call it in! No, no,
Great.
No! Let me go!
Well, normally when I play through this part, you know, I'm very immersed into what's going on with the story, so I obviously run right out the door and go after her. But if you do that, you're gonna miss a voxophone and some loot here.
And a traitor. I know the men who died in All of Heroes with Captain Slate. There is no shame to be counted in their number. The shame lies to we who assembled outside the hall. Though we were not the ones who fell, I feel only envy for those who perished under his banner.
That's another character that I think we had a couple of voxophones from her earlier, but very fascinating character there, talking about more of the backstory of what's his name, Slate. I want to stock up on the sniper rifle ammo here. I think I'm maxed out, but then again, I'm used to having 7 rounds in the magazine instead of 4. Alright, time to get Elizabeth back, and with a fiery vengeance. There's going to be a lot of enemies in this encounter here. We're technically what I like to call Act 2 of the game, which means that, you know, we've already scaled the enemies in difficulty once or twice, so they are going to be tougher here. After that last encounter in Act 1, and they got a lot tougher, so... we are going to be wanting to use our go-to combos here. This encounter proved to be very difficult during testing, but after some patience, I did eventually win out. And again, Elizabeth not being with us is going to hinder us in this encounter. Pretty much all encounters where you don't have Elizabeth are significantly harder because the benefits that she gives you just are really, really abusive. These guys down here that don't have a lot of heavy armor, either the guys that are dedicated melee combatants with the billy clubs, or the guys with the machine guns. They have pretty light armor, so I should be able to one-shot them with the sniper rifle, or get a couple of them in one shot with the rocket launcher there. This guy, for some reason, thinks it's a good idea to get on the sky rail and come flying up to us to then come up with his melee weapon and attack us. I couldn't knock the guy off the sky rail with the bucking bronco. My aiming is really off today. There we go. Yeah, if the enemies are... If you don't have your damage increase up to par with the sniper rifle, if you do use the shock jockey on him, you can one-shot him with the damage boost from the paralysis. Eventually this gunship is going to show up here, and it's going to have a turret automaton on it, and there's going to be a new enemy type on there. It's a beast with a new weapon, the pig volley gun, which is one of my go-to weapons, actually. I'm going to be showing it off as soon as I can pick it up from him. And as far as, you know, I said I want to either have a precision weapon or a splash damage weapon. If I don't have the rocket launcher, I want to have that gun. And there's very specific reasons as to why. He's not quite as powerful as the one with the rocket launcher, as far as his armor goes, so we took him out relatively easy there. Those guys with the rocket launchers, as I showed off in the last video, are a pain and a half to kill. Yeah, that splash damage increase gear I have is really good for the rocket launcher in encounters like this. That splash damage is just crazy. And then after you've destroyed everything on there, he'll just kind of leave. You have to destroy every enemy in this encounter before the door will open.
Stop already!
I am not going.
Come on, Elizabeth. Stop making this more hard than it has to be. Reminds me of the scene from the reveal trailer way back several years ago.
Hey, I'm slipping!
Do not attempt to follow me, Mr. DeWitt.
Elizabeth, I've made an arrangement to get our airship back.
You can get us out of here.
Yes, I just need to supply enough weapons to arm an entire uprising.
And where will we get these weapons? From one of our many friends and allies?
A gunsmith in Finkton should be a walk in the park. What do you say, partners?
You're a liar, Mr. DeWitt. And a thug. But you're also my only means of reaching Paris.
It's such a great scene. I love their dialogue there. This is another area where you can stir up some aggro with these guys here, where otherwise the enemies are going to be passive. If you try to loot their luggage here, you may get attacked, so just don't do it. Also, they will spawn in, during my test run, they spawned in mosquitoes to fight me as well, which is really annoying.